I ask you to define character traits. How would you define it? Or how did you define it? Oh, come on, people. Somebody share it. Go ahead, Andrew.
A character trait is are words that describe a person's qualities or who they are.
Okay, the qualities, the words or phrases that describe the qualities that tell who a person or a character is. Okay, can you give me an example? Madison, give me an example.
I said the school is very patient.
Okay, so patient is a character trait. William, what about you? What'd you say? What was your example? No, William, I was looking at him.
Sorry, what was the question?
I said, what was your example of character traits? You need to leave the
I
head.
used Percy Jackson. And heroism.
Okay, that's fine, heroism, but you need to leave the headphones out and be listening when I'm talking. You can, when we're working on your own, you can have them in, but after that, they have to be out. Vanessa, give me your example. Rude, okay, yeah. Now, tell me this. Madison, you used patient, the school nurse is patient, you said heroism, you said rude. Why, what would you then have to look for, or what would you have noticed that you could see that they were patient or rude or heroic? What's an example of what you would see them doing that would lead you to that? What would make you say that? I want you to think about that. What?
His friends.
What? He saved his friends, okay, at his own risk of his own life. Vanessa, rude. What would be an example of being rude that you would notice from, that you might think, oh, she's rude or he's rude? Okay, they're impolite. Well, can you think of an example of somebody being impolite? Good, that's a good example. Bumping into someone without saying excuse me or apologizing when it was your fault. Madison, patient. Okay, but not just the dealing with the small children, but if they're a patient person, when they're dealing with small children, what do you see? Okay, if the kid was yelling, but the nurse is doing what? She's handling it. She's very calm. Hey, she's not getting upset and yelling at them. That's showing signs of somebody being patient. Okay, when you are when they are dealing with someone or a group of people or something that is difficult, but yet they keep their calm and everything and don't get upset. That would be an example of patience. Okay, so nice job on the examples, guys. So what we want to do, we're going to do a little practice with this. This will be something that is part of your final exam. It's one of the reasons why we're going to practice this today, because we have final exams coming up soon. There are actually going to be 3 parts to your final exam. Everybody's going to write a criterion essay. Yes? No, we're going to do it in parts, okay? So there's a criterion essay that we'll write, and that might take 2 class periods. So that will probably be that last week that we're in school before Christmas break will all be taken up with final exams, okay? At least 4 of those days, because what we'll probably do is do a review on Monday. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll write your criterion. On Thursday, that may depend on what our schedule is, okay? One of those days we'll also do a characterization part of your test, and the other will be like a multiple choice part of the test. Yes?
I heard that Thursday they were going to split.
Yes, and that I was just remembering that as I was walking through the week with you. Yeah, so you'll have, and I'm not sure, excuse me, how they're splitting it up yet. If they're splitting it like 1, 3, and 5 on one day, and then 2, 4, 6, and 7 on another, I'm not sure. They haven't, I think they gave, I'll have to look that up for us, okay? All right, so you do have different parts to your exam. You're not going to do all of it on one of the days, okay? We'll do it on different days. So what I want to do is a characterization practice with you first. So if you want to go ahead and open that up. Now, this isn't for points or anything. This is just a practice we're going to go through in class, okay? So what we've got here is we've got a description or a little passage about a character. And then what we're going to do, there's 2 parts to it. Part A, which of the following traits best characterize Persephone? And then the answer to number 1 is best supported by which of the following phrases. That's why I ask you a follow-up on not just saying rude or heroic or patient. What would lead you to that? Because you're going to have to do that. You have to be able to identify, oh, this is what tells me that she's patient or that he's rude or things like that. So let's look at this one, this first one. Part of Persephone missed her mother horribly, but another part had grown rather fond of the god Hades. And Persephone was rather enjoying her role as queen, even if it was in the underworld. So, again, she missed her mother horribly, but another part had grown rather fond of the god Hades, and she was rather enjoying her role of queen. So which of the following traits best characterizes Persephone as she is described in this paragraph? Which of these traits? We have happy, helpless, conflicted, careless. Which one? David? C, yes, conflicted. Because we know that because she missed her, part of her missed her mother, but another part had grown fond of this, okay? So the answer to number 1 is best supported by which of the following phrases? And Persephone was rather enjoying her role as queen, even if it was in the underworld. Part of Persephone missed her mother horribly, but another part had grown rather fond of the god Hades. Part of Persephone missed her mother horribly. Which one is the best example? Or which one supports your answer the best? What? Yes, again, it's C, because you've got both. With conflict, she's conflicted. You need to have both parts of it. The others are just one side of it. But this one, C, has both sides. Okay, good. So Poseidon often used his powers of earthquakes, water, and horses to inflict fear and punishment on people as revenge. Though he could be difficult and assert his powers over the gods and mortals, Poseidon could be cooperative, and it was he who helped the Greeks during the Trojan War. Poseidon is an essential character in the study of Greek mythology. Which of the following traits best characterizes Poseidon as he is described in this passage? Complicated, fearful, character, cooperative. Which one do you think would best describe Poseidon? Yes, I would say A, complicated. Okay, because it says he could inflict fear and punishment as revenge. He could be difficult and assert his powers over the gods and mortals, but he could be cooperative, and it was he who helped the Greeks during the Trojan War. Okay. So they use the word cooperative, but you also have all of these other things. So I would say the best choice is complicated. Okay. So which one? Poseidon often used his powers to inflict fear and punishment on people as revenge. He could be difficult to assert his powers. He could be cooperative. He's an essential character. Poseidon could be cooperative, and it was he who helped the Greeks during the Trojan War. Which one do you think? If we're going to say he's complicated, which answer choice is best? B, yes, that he could be difficult. Now, if you went with just D, it said he was cooperative, then you would go with D again here at the bottom. But I think that complicated is the best answer choice here, and so that would be B. Okay. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. This didn't take as much time as I thought it would. Okay. Oh yeah, so we still have half an hour. So let me ask you this. Would you like to watch more of Troy, or do you want to work on, okay, you want to watch more of Troy. Okay. Or work on any missing work you might have. I don't think you have any missing work, Charlotte. Okay. All right, so we can watch a little more of Troy. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. And